All right, this is 5th grade Excel, lesson 3, subtracting 4-digit numbers with regrouping, recognizing money number words, recognizing the dollar symbol and the decimal point, and regrouping when adding, subtracting, or multiplying money amounts. A lot of different ideas in this lesson, but everything in here should be a review of things that you've done before. Check each subtraction problem with addition. So they show you some subtraction problems here that are then checked over here with an addition problem. 4,006 minus 1,273 is 2,769. They take these two numbers, put them in here as an addition problem. The answer should end up being that number, which it is. So just a reminder of how you check subtraction using addition. Now in the Excel, on the guided practice and the homework side, they do give you check answers. So there's no reason to check the subtraction problems doing this. You can just use the check answer to check and see if you're getting it right. But when you get to the tests, there are no check answers, and other math programs don't have check answers. So you need to know the technique for how to check a subtraction problem. Here's another one, 5,000 minus 1,535. The answer is 3,465. These two numbers right here come up to here, and then when you add them up, it should come out to be 5,000, which it does. Now, if you want to see how to do these problems with a lot of zeros, where you're regrouping across zeros, there is a separate video that you can watch. It's called the box trick video. You might want to check that out so you can learn how to regroup from zeros and make it a lot easier than the way that they're doing it right here. Let's go to the next part. What you're going to see here are some words for numbers. Your paper is blank right here for these problems. My paper that you see on the screen has some words that are written pretty small here. What you're going to do is read those words, pause the video, you're going to read the words, and then write the numbers down below here, and then try to solve it. I'm going to go ahead and do this first one with you so you can see what I'm talking about. So it says 6,004 right there, so you're going to write 6,004 on your paper. You don't need to write all these words, just the numbers down here. And then it says minus, which is already on the paper right there, 5,694. 5,694. And then you do the subtraction problem. Here I'm going to use the box trick. You can do it however you know how to regroup. But 10 minus 9 is 1, 9 minus 6 is 3, 5 minus 5 is nothing. So you should get 310 when you do that problem. If I'm going too fast for you, just pause the video and fill in your paper. And then you're going to check it by doing 5,694 plus 310. And then we do 4 plus 0 is equal to 4. 9 plus 1 equals 10, carry the 1. 6 plus 3 plus 1 equals 10, carry the 1, 6. 6,004, 6,004, that does check out. So what you're going to do now is look on the screen at these words here. Fill in the numbers that it says on the screen on your paper right here, and here, and here, and then solve the problems, check it by adding, turn the video back on to see what the solutions are. So pause the video now. All right, here are the numbers all filled in. We've already done this problem over here. So here's number 4. Let's see what you should have gotten for the answer there. 0 minus 2, you can't do it. I'm regrouping from the 300. Again, you can go watch the video to see how that's done. If you didn't do it this way, that's fine, as long as you got the same answer. Should have gotten an 8 here, 0 here, 5 there, 1. So 1,508, that belongs over here. Added together is 3,000, same as that. All right, the next one, 0 minus 4, you can't do it. Regroup from the 3. 10 minus 4 is 6. 2 minus 2 is 0. Can't do 0 minus 2, so you regroup there and you get 2,806. And we're adding that to the bottom number in the subtraction problem. And getting 4,030, which is the same as that one right there. 1 minus 5, can't do it. 299. 11 minus 5 is 6. 0, 9, and 2. 2906. add the 95, and you get 3001, which is the same as that number right there. So if you need to pause the video just to fix your paper, go ahead and do that. We're going to be moving on though. Okay, read along with me on your paper. It says, when writing money amounts, the decimal separates the whole dollar from parts of a dollar. $3.42 is more than $3 but less than $4. And you can see the decimal point separating the whole dollars, that's 3 whole dollars, and then .4242 is parts of a dollar. Okay, the word and shows where the decimal point should be. And so when you hear and, or you say and, you're talking about the decimal point. If the amount does not include cents, the word and is not needed. So on this one here, it's just $4. We don't say and in there. On this one, we do say and because it's $3.06. That's what they're talking about there. The cent symbol is used for amounts under $1. This should say never use the cent symbol with the dollar symbol and the decimal point. You can write 93 cents or $.93, but not $decimal point 93 cents. Now I hardly ever see kids do this, but I do see this a lot, 0.6 cents. And that is not okay to do. One way that I remember this is that DD, $decimal point. Those go together. The $sign goes with the decimal point. Cent sign starts with a C. C does not belong with those D's. You can't put a cent sign together with either a $sign or with a decimal point. They don't belong together. Now we go down to the bottom paragraph here. When adding or subtracting money amounts, always line up the decimals. And that means if you have $1.43 and you're adding 27 cents to that, you have to make sure these decimal points are lined up right there so that when you are adding, you get the right numbers, added together, that these are the pennies, those are the dimes, and these are the dollars. Oops. Okay. When writing a problem, the dollar symbol is only written with the top number and the answer. And we're going to see that coming up next. Take a look at this sample problem here. You can see there's a $sign here and a $sign there. No $sign on either one of these numbers. That's the correct way to do this. $sign on the top number in the problem, $sign in the answer. No $signs on the numbers in between. Here's another example of that. Here's a subtraction problem with a $sign on the top, $sign in the answer, no $sign right here. Here's a multiplication problem, $sign in the top number, $sign in the answer, no $sign right here. Of course, we're not really multiplying it times $4, we're multiplying it 4 times. All right, we've got 3 problems just like the ones you see above here that are going to be done down below. Your paper is blank right here, and what you need to do is pause the video again, read these numbers, and write those on your paper. You do not need to copy this, just write the actual numbers down here in the problem. So you're going to do these 3 problems, turn the video back on when you're ready to see what the solutions are. All right, as you can see, I've filled in the numbers here that you should have written on your paper. Let's go ahead and solve these. You should have already solved them yourself, and now you're just checking to see if you have them right. 4 plus 9, that's 13, carry the 1. 2 plus 3 is 5, plus 1 is 6. Decimal point goes straight down here, and then there's a $, and you need a $sign. Notice I have a $sign here, I have a $sign here, and no $sign there. And you don't need to circle those, I just circled them to point them out to you. This is a subtraction problem. 7 minus 9, you can't do it. Borrow from that 2 and make it a 1. 7 becomes 17. 17 minus 9 is 8. You can't do 1 minus 2, so you're going to regroup from the 5, make that a 4. This becomes 11. 11 minus 2 is 9. Bring the decimal point straight down. 4 take away nothing is 4, and you need a $sign in your answer. $7.49 times 3. 9 times 3 is 27. Carry the 2. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 2 is 14. Carry the 1. 7 times 3 is 21, plus 1 is 22. Decimal point right in here, and a $sign in your answer. All right, thanks for watching.